the event because not only is it great content, but it's also going to benefit this organization. Now the organization is going to help us promote it because they know that the more people that are at the event, the more money is going to be made to go to them. I mean, it just mushrooms. It just turns into something so much bigger than you or me standing in a networking event handing out a card, or you or me getting on a stage to talk to people. You can make these events as big and as yummy and as productive and as powerful as you want to make them. If it's a community event where maybe you are wanting to bring awareness to the homeless in your community. I've got a guy in Australia that I've done this with who is psychic, and he can do a John Edwards impersonation. And he's passionate about the homeless folks in that area. And he needs to get known better in the community that he lives in. I told him, I said, John, here's what we're going to do. We are going to have you do the John Edwards impersonation, if you will. You need a venue for that holds at least 100 people. So now we can put together a few months out that fun event that people are going to want to go to. Now you got to find the venue. Now that gives you a reason to go talk to everyone in the community about finding a venue that's that big. Now you can go to all the businesses and you can promote that event, and you can do quick little 30, 45-minute meet and greets at different offices for free that lead them into going to the event. See, this can turn into something so big. And when I talk about are you local, regional, national, or global, this is huge for that. Because if you're a local person and you want to help the local school system, you can do an event that brings all the children. I've done local events when I was with RE/MAX as a real estate agent. I could bring, the RE/MAX agents have the big hot air balloon at their disposal. They can use the hot air balloon for free. All they have to do is guarantee to get media and a certain amount of people there. I say that tongue in cheek, all they have to do, because there's a lot to it. But when you're focused, when you are thinking big, when you are expanding your comfort zone, when you are wanting to be the event, I would have the hot air balloon come. I had it come a couple of times, and all of a sudden now the mayor is there, the newspaper is there. We had 1,000 kids on a football field taking pictures, hot air balloons going up, all these things. So there's just so many different ways that we can be the event. And I'm telling you, when I had that hot air balloon come into the area, there was so much to talk about. There was so much publicity and promotion, and free stories get written about me and about RE/MAX and about that school, right? So if you're passionate about the schools, the kids, the elderly in the area, you can do events locally that benefit them right here. Don't pay for advertising. Don't pay for an ad. Don't pay for that stuff. Get a story written about you. People don't care about a 50% off coupon in the paper. They care about a story about a local business person who's doing something to give back to the community. That's what they want to read about. That's what gets on the news. So that's an example of a local thing. You could also do that on a regional. As a matter of fact, same concept. RE/MAX, hot air balloon. In my local area, there were local kids that were living in situations that were not very good. So we had the hot air balloon come to a boys and girls club that was more on a regional level. And so the balloon came, and we ended up putting together this whole thing around it with face painting and dancing and karate demonstrations and different vendors, and the title companies and the mortgage people got involved. I cannot tell you how many hundreds of people I met that way by doing this regional event. So you can see how you want to save the whales, you want to save the trees, you want to get seen on a national level. I've got people that I work with that do Make-A-Wish Foundation and things like that, so that they can get to be seen on a national level. Be the event. When you be the event, you are edified. You're the expert. It gives you so many things to talk about besides you and the boring 30-second elevator pitch that you've been practicing. It expands how people see you. It gives you something to look forward to. It gives you a way to have a win-win-win. Now your networking or your net playing isn't just about you. It's about the people that you're going to benefit, the hundreds of people that you'll meet leading up to the event that you wouldn't have met if you hadn't had the event. So as you can see, there are multiple reasons for being the event. When I put together an event in my area where we're going to have a few hours of public speakers and motivational speakers, it gives me a reason to reach out and mingle with and collaborate with people who do very similar things to what I do, and we all come together and do it together. So, let's learn how to communicate. Communicating starts with our body language. Communicating starts long before we open our mouth. Our bodies are screaming at people before we even say a word. So let's become masterful at our communication, which includes emails and texting and Facebook type of stuff. People always say, well, I don't need to learn how to network. I'm doing all my stuff online, social media. Shame on you. Shame on you. You're still interacting with other human beings. Yes, you do need to know how to network and communicate. And then the communicate leads into the conversate. Because when we communicate really powerfully, when we communicate in such a way that we now start to conversate with people, whether it's walking into a venue and our body language and our posture and our presence is so yummy that they want to talk to us, or whether or not our profile on LinkedIn is done so good that people want to conversate. Now we move from the communicate to the conversate. And now that we are in the conversate, guess what's next? The yummy space of collaborate. Now that we're in collaboration, we can get interviewed. We can do business. We can sell products. We can list houses. We can put together fundraisers. We can get invited to speak to their group, whatever that looks like. Collaboration. Collaboration takes a lot of forms. But we start with communicate, then we conversate, then we collaborate to create the income, influence, and impact that we're wanting to have on the world. When I work with my clients, I always say, is it local? Is it regional? Is it national? Is it global? Who is it that you're wanting to target? Not target. Who is it that you're wanting to work with, that you're wanting to help, that you're wanting to attract? Because all of that being said, that is going to determine how we want to be seen in the marketplace. And how we want to be seen starts in here with our mindset. So we want to work on our mindset. We want to work on our association and who we are hanging out with. Haven't you heard before? Take the 5 people that you hang out with. Whatever their income is, whatever their status is, whatever is going on in their lives. You take those 5 people, and if you add, let's just talk about their income. If you add all their income together and divide it by 5, on average, that's probably what you're making too. In other words, Mama always said we're only as good as the company we keep. So let's keep that in mind as we look at who we're hanging out with. As a matter of fact, I'll share this with you. There was something that I read recently that really resonated with me. It's the 33% rule. Overall, to keep things even and to keep in mind who you're hanging out with, 33% of your time should be spent with people who are your peers. People that you can mastermind with, brainstorm with, partner with, collaborate with, travel with, go to events with, like your peers. 33% are your equals. 33% of your time could and should be spent with people that are at a higher level, because you can grow from them. You can learn from them. The worst place to be is always being the smartest person in the room. When you're the smartest person in the room all the time, you're not learning and growing. So spend 33% of your time with people that challenge you, that grow you, that give you things to ponder, that can introduce you to other people that can grow you and get you on stages or put you in front of the perfect client or bring you to an event that changes your mindset dramatically. So that's the top 33%. And the other 33% are people that you can help, that you can teach. So if you're hanging out 33% with your peers, 33% with people who can teach you, train you, grow you, learn you, now you can take that and now you can come back home and you can give, you can share, you can consult, you can strategize with people who need that which you have learned. So part of it is being with your peers. That's also people that you have fun with, people that you relax and let your hair down with. There's a level of hanging out with people that are mentors and masters, people that you can collaborate with to grow you. But you've got to also spend that time with the other 33% of people who are your students, who you mentor, who you are in front of the room teaching and giving back, so that you are growing your income and your influence and your impact. So keep all of these things in mind as you move forward with your networking, with your mingling, with your relationship building, with your resource building, with your revenue building. At the end of this book, we are going to have the creed. We're going to go through the creed. We're also going to have different things for you to consider, a whole list that you can put in your pocket and carry with you when you are going out networking, so that you have bullet points to think about. And I just want to thank you for taking the time. See, it's not just an investment of a couple of bucks for the book or the audio or the video. It is more about the investment of your time watching, listening, or reading this, because our time is the one thing that we can't get back. So we are always paying a price. We're paying a price for anything and everything in our life. The question is,